everybody, it's Malik again. Okay, well, I said I wasn't going to show this till later, but I already had everything set up, so figured I'd go ahead and show it now. I am stuck with the same thing I was on the last video. I forgot my password. I don't remember what it was. I'll try to get in here. I just hit enter on that one. Password's incorrect. Is it that? No, password's incorrect. I don't remember my password. I can't get in. Okay, well, the last video we used the Hiren CD to get into it. Well, maybe you don't have the Hiren CD. Maybe you don't feel like making a Hiren CD. Maybe you just have a Kali CD or USB, in which I happen to have one. So if I, for some reason, have left my Hiren's USB at home, I typically always have my Kali one on me. I'm just going to use that. The steps are a little bit longer. You actually do have to type something, but it still works. So I'm stuck here. I can't get in. So I am going to restart. And I'm going to boot off of my Kali CD. I'm in a virtual machine. Of course, if I was on a regular box, I would just plug in the USB, reboot, and boot from USB, but I have a virtual machine that is a CD, so I'm going to boot from CD. There's my Kali, and I'm just going to run it live. I'll let it go through its little thing here. Now, if you get to this, I've seen this a lot running the newer version of Kali Live. It gets to a start job is running for a thin init script. You can escape out of it if you don't want to wait. It typically starts up. You can also do a Control-C. It will eventually start up, but sometimes it takes it a while. It's a little bit harder to escape out of it in the virtual, but it will hang on a couple of these. There we go. I was able to escape out of that one. There we go. And all I need to do is get Kali up and running. A couple of very small commands, and we are going to wipe out the password. And this allows you to do a couple of more things. The Hiren CD allows you to do more than what I showed. I just showed the reset of the password, but this allows you to do a little bit more too. Alright, let me get this out of the way. So, first thing we're going to do is we have to get to the Windows drive. So, I'm going to go to Places. I'm going to go to Computer. It's still loading some stuff. And I'm going to go to Other Locations. And that right there, Dev SDA2, is my Windows drive. So I'm just going to click on it. It auto mounts. Wait for it to load all the folders in. There you go. There's my folders. I'm going to go into the Windows folder. I'm going to go into the System32 folder. And you have to wait for this one to load. There's a lot of folders and a lot of files in this one. So just give it a minute or two and let it load. I'll scroll down kind of slow because I know it's still loading. And I am looking for the config folder right there. So Windows System 32 config. Most of you already know what's inside of this folder, the most important file of your entire Windows system. I'm just going to right click in any white spot and open it in Terminal. What that really saved me from doing was keeping me from having to get the drive name. It's always going to be media root, but instead of me having to pull the drive number and map into it from the terminal window, it's just easier to drive through it. Alright, well, let me go ahead and do something here to make it a little bit easier so you guys can see what I'm doing. Get rid of my transparent background. And yeah, we're good inside of here. Let me make my font a tiny bit bigger. Okay. Alright, there we go. So, just a couple of really quick commands actually. The first thing I'm going to type in CHNTPW, change NT password, space -L for list, space, and then SAM, but it must be in all caps. When you hit enter, it is going to show you all of your accounts. So I have administrator, default, guest, Malik, and then the utility account. Well, it's Malik that I don't know the password to. So now I'm going to type CHNTPW space TAC U space, that's for username, and the exact username, space SAM, all caps. Hit enter. It's going to ask you, what do you want to do? Do you want to clear the password? Do you want to unlock it and enable it? Do you want to promote them? Do you want to add them to a group, remove them from a group, or quit? Well, I want to clear the password. So 1, enter. It doesn't look like it does anything. Okay? It just kind of comes right back. Well, after you hit 1 and enter, just hit Q and enter. It's going to tell you that the Hive has changed. Do you want to write the Hive files? Tell it yes and enter. And then just type in reboot. This, of course, is going to come out of Linux. It's got to run all of its stop jobs. And it's going to boot back into Windows. I can force it out of that. Sometimes it doesn't like to stop some services. And it doesn't. It fails to unmount some things sometimes when you run it live. That's not a big deal. Running off of an ISO, it fails on certain things, but they're not big targets. And it boot back into Windows here. You can usually hit the enter key too on that to bypass the stop job. And I'm back into Windows. There's my username. I just hit enter. And I'm back into Windows, minus a password. So now you've got two ways to do it depending on what you have. If you have a higher-end CD, you can go that way and reset it by booting off the higher-end CD or the higher-end USB. Or if you have Kali, you can boot off your Kali USB or your Kali CD, run CHNTPW, and that will clear it also. There are other ways to clear it, but they are by far the two easiest ways. So there you go, guys. You have two ways now of clearing the passwords for Windows 10. And just so you can see, let me go into here. I just installed this version of 10 today. So if I go to System and About, you will see that this here is build 1809. This is the newest build. So it works on every version of Windows 10 that I've tried. It works on Windows 7, it works on Windows 8. I'm going to show you a cool one with Windows 8 and Windows 8.1 if you ever find anybody using that. They've got a pin and a, I forgot what they called it, where you drew the picture on the screen. I don't know many people that's ever used it, but how you can go in and find out what those are. I'll make one of those eventually. But just wanted to let you know that this is the most recent version of Windows 10, so it's not like this is patched or anything. This is just ways around to reset the SAM file. Alright, you guys have a great night, and I will catch you later.